Hello and welcome back to the Unit Tutorial History Year 1, Unit 1, Toys Over Time, and this is video part 2. This video will walk you through the following areas: how to adapt activities and lessons, how to plan for the inquiry question, and key moments within the unit to look out for. A great resource to use to adapt pupil activities in this unit is the online ebook workbook. This is a demonstration of how to use the ebook to adapt activities, and here I'm using the Year 1 History workbook. To access the ebook workbook for this unit, you need to log in to Oxford OWL, select the year group and subject you want, and then click on ebook. Once you've selected the activity you want to adapt from the ebook workbook, you can use the snipping tool. You may be familiar with the snipping tool, but it can be found by searching in the search bar or simultaneously pressing Windows, Shift and S. Drag your mouse to highlight the activity you want to copy, and that section of your screen will be copied onto your clipboard. You can now press paste, and that section will be pasted onto the document you want. Sometimes you may find Word works best, sometimes perhaps Publisher. And here you can see I have copied this activity onto a Word document, and I'm adding adaptations to support that pupil. This is the first workbook activity for Lesson 1. I'm going to run through the activities in the workbook from Lesson 1 to 6 and give suggestions on how you may adapt them. You don't have to use my examples or even adapt at all, but these are suggestions for ways in which you could. In this activity, pupils are asked to draw a line to match each toy to the correct group. Support pupils by partially completing the model so pupils have more time to be successful. You could label the toys so pupils can match the labels. For increased support, add dotted lines for pupils to draw over. Challenge pupils by asking them to explain what each toy is used for. In this activity, also in Lesson 1, pupils are asked to draw a picture of a moving toy in the box below. Support pupils by adding an image of a moving toy for pupils to copy, or add an image of a moving toy for pupils to colour. Challenge activity. Ask pupils to label their drawing. In this activity, pupils are asked to draw a picture of their favourite toy in the box below and write labels to describe it. Support pupils by creating a sheet of toys so pupils can select their favourite to copy. Use physical toys for pupils to copy. Create a word bank for pupils to use for labels. Use a word bank for pupils to circle linking words. Or print the word bank for pupils to stick in. Challenge activity. Ask pupils to write a short sentence describing their favourite toy. In this activity, pupils are asked to complete the table by matching the toy cards to the date they were first played with. Pupils are already supported by being given an example of each toy in each category, but you could also label the toys on the additional resource with the year they were first played in for pupils to match. As a challenge activity, ask pupils to cut out the additional resource pictures themselves and see if they can name each toy and label it. In this activity, in Lesson 3, you would have planned some visitors to talk about their favourite toys to the class. Pupils will pick one visitor's toy to draw. Support pupils by adding the visitor's name in advance. If able, add an image of what you know the visitor's toy, or a similar one, will be, so you can stick it in for pupils to copy or to colour in. Challenge activity. Ask pupils if they would play with a visitor's toy and why. In this activity, pupils are asked to tick the boxes to show if the toy is from the past or whether it's modern. Support pupils by completing the activity as a whole class or in small groups, one row at a time. Partially complete the activity as a model to support pupils. And as a challenge activity, ask pupils how they know each item is from the past or modern and to explain their answers. In this activity, pupils are asked to draw a toy that is strong and safe for the child in the image. To support pupils, you could add an image of a safe toy for pupils to copy, add an image of a safe toy for pupils to colour in, or add images of a safe and unsafe toy where pupils need to work out which is safe and copy or circle or tick it. Challenge activity. Ask pupils to label their drawing, showing how it's safe. In this activity, pupils are asked to stick toy cards in order from oldest toy to newest. Support pupils by partially completing the activity so pupils have more time to be successful. And as a challenge activity, ask pupils how they can tell each toy is old or new. To recap from video 1, this is the inquiry question for this unit. Lesson 6 is only an hour long to provide time within the lesson for pupils to complete this activity. How pupils complete this end of unit assessment is decided by your school or your year group or your class teacher. So now is a great time to think ahead to plan for what this will look like. To support teachers implementing the inquiry question, we have created an inquiry question support document. Here you can find the information you will need and an additional activity for pupils to complete. This could support them as a planning activity, be a recap of the entire unit knowledge to refresh memories before the assessment, or be edited into the assessment itself. The inquiry question for this unit, the inquiry question support document for this unit, can be found with the other resources on Oxford OWL. We recommend before teaching the unit, you decide on how you want pupils to complete their inquiry question. This could be an extended write, a poster, a presentation, a question paper, a multiple choice quiz, or whatever best suits your class. When you've made this decision, complete it yourself to be aware of any challenges or adaptations you may need to make. For every unit, there are elements that will need to be planned in advance by the class teacher. Print the knowledge quiz booklet for pupils and plan where you will keep them between lessons. This could be in a pile with you or slipped into the front of the workbooks. You'll need to plan an engaging hook. How will you get pupils interested and engaged in the learning to come? You may need to print off any additional resources per lesson. Examples of these are group task sorting lessons, etc. And gather resources for specific lessons by looking through the unit planning guidance. Here's a list of possible trips and recommended reading for pupils. You can pause the video here to read through the lists. Hopefully you now feel confident about accessing and teaching this unit. Any questions, please send to primarymastery@curriculumplus.org.uk, and we welcome all feedback to ensure that these resources are as supportive as possible for you and your pupils.